Hey, welcome everyone to the second installment of the Power Play podcast. I'm Michael Ledeux.
I'm
Anybody
the
else?
Dan Dalin.
Who
I'm
else do we
Trey
have?
Ledeux.
I'm Cameron Dalin.
Awesome.
I'm Paul
And
Tremper.
we want to welcome the legendary Paul Tremper, the founder of Power Play Sports. He's going to jump on in a little while and talk to us about all the happenings over at Power Play Sports. There's a lot going on there. So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the first installment of the Power Play podcast with Dan and I.
Hey, I sure enjoyed making it. I made some minor improvements. I added my green screen. Look at that. I don't float away into the background.
How do you add a green screen? That's pretty cool.
I bought one. Well,
Really?
I mean, I had one. Sure. So
I guess that's why my headphones are kind of tweaky and you can kind of see that.
See,
right?
look,
Yeah.
Here's my green screen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow. High tech. So we're happy to take a break and get everybody involved in the Power Play podcast. Want to welcome everyone. I'm going to start with Dan. Tell us a little bit about what's been going on in your week of hockey, Dan. What's going on in your world?
Yeah, well, some great things in my world is that we've won a couple of games, 2 shutouts in a row. Look at them Islanders, baby.
Ilya Sorokin.
Yeah, right? Woo! Getting back to playoff form from last year. Seamless, baby. Seamless. Nothing but work in the offseason. Also had some season opening games. I was down in Skinny Atlas to record my daughter's first ever all-girls game. It was a big moment in her hockey career. Both Karen and I wanted to be there for that, and we're really glad that we were. She played spectacularly. I mean, this is her first season also where she's playing. She is just a player, no goalie. So she's a defenseman, and she's rocking it. It seems to kind of run in the younger half of the family here, our defensive players. She's just got to learn how to skate up and shoot. You can help her with the skating up, Cameron. You have to find somebody on the shooting aspect.
He can do that for sure. He likes to skate the puck up. We all know that about Cam. He loves to do that. Now, what team is she playing for now again?
Yeah, she's playing for Oswego Buccaneers. So if you heard my play-by-play, you'll know that means each girl cost us $2 because it's a Buccaneer. So.
Oh God! But
I with him.
No. I was all over that. As soon as that game was over, Estelle actually got undressed quicker than I was able to break down all of my equipment. She beat me to the car, and we raced to Watertown in time to see half a game, really. And I was able to catch that on my YouTube channel off of my iPhone. I'm able to stream straight to YouTube off of my iPhone. I think it's because they changed their rules, or it could be because I'm really cool. Either way. And I did my best with that. iPhone on a tripod is way different than my webcam. And I didn't have any audio input. I was just talking behind it. So and I was standing over Joe Myros too. So there was that challenge as well.
Oh,
Joe
yeah,
and
that's the challenge.
Joe likes to talk directly to me, and I love it. I love it interacting with him. I'm never gonna say no, stop, be quiet, or whatever. But
wasn't Joe running the clock in that game? I'm thinking that's why like 15 seconds got peeled off when there was actually a stoppage in play. We need to get him to focus.
Well, no, so for that, he did. I saw him. He pressed the stopper button, but he wasn't watching the clock to make sure that it stopped at that point. There was a lot of things going on at that moment. For him. Listen, that's a lot of pressure. That's a high pressure volunteer position.
It really is. Yeah. Not a lot of money in that. So that's awesome. That's good news. And you got up there to see Cam, and what's nice about today's show is, during the first filming test run, kind of piloting the whole thing out. We didn't have Cameron and Trey with us, but we do now. And I want to start with you, Cam. What I'd like you to do is just really tell us a little bit about your hockey life, man. Where did you start playing hockey? Why did you start playing hockey? What teams have you played for? That kind of stuff. Why don't you just fill us in on that?
Okay, so I started hockey in Pulaski for Salmon River. I was I think 4. Yeah, I think I was 4. I started playing because My younger sister always chased us around with a gnocchi stick, yelling like hockey all the time. And so we ended up starting to play. It was my older brother, my older sister, and I. My younger sister, she was too young to start playing. Then my older sister, she dropped hockey after like the first like couple of years. Then my younger sister started to play. And so it was my older brother, me, and my younger sister. We still playing hockey now.
Mhm.
So my brother still playing in San River. This is his last year, senior year. I'm now playing in Watertown, and my younger sister is now playing in Oswego.
So your parents don't know who to root for. They're rooting for like every team
Yeah.
under the sun.
On Sunday, right, I was cheering for Oswego against Skinny Atlas, and then I raced up to Watertown and was cheering for Watertown against Oswego. And
Mhm.
some of those kids, like Nauman, was on
Yep.
Oswego playing forward. Well, his younger sister, Mia Nauman, plays forward for my daughter's team. So I was like, hey, same number. I know why. I know why you're 30.
Right. Right. And
Uh,
where else? I like that Unity jersey. How'd that go for you this summer? Did you have a good time with that?
yes, I love playing with everybody. I love that team.
Yeah.
I think that was a really good team that year, really this summer.
So Cameron, I'm curious to know. So what is it about that team that you enjoyed?
We all got along. We all after like the first like couple games. The first couple games were rough because we didn't know how any of us played. Then after the first couple games, we understood how each other played, and we're always there, right? We're like someone like pass it back. The person was right there. They were right in the slot when it was passed there, and the entire team just had really good chemistry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they did too. I think it was we came together pretty quick as a little club, and we didn't get a lot of practice,
Mhm.
and I think that's where you were fortunate. Yeah, I think you knew Trey Ledeux because you guys had probably faced off a few times back in the day in the old Salmon River versus Watertown, and that's where you got to meet the Trey man. So we got
Mhm.
Trey on also. We weren't able to have Trey on last week. Trey, why don't you kind of cover the same ground as Cameron covered? Bring us from day one of hockey when you first started, and like who else plays that you know in your family, and just kind of give us the history of your game.
So I started with learn to skate. Me and my brother were doing learn to skate while my sister was already playing. I'm not sure at what level yet, but during learn to skate, my brother did not like hockey, so he dropped it.
Yeah.
And then so I went to play Watertown for mites. So I played mites, squirts, peewees, bantams. I played all of them. And then in squirts or peewees, my sister decided that she didn't want to play hockey anymore because of basketball and the overlap. So then I played Unity, obviously, last year with Cam, and now I'm playing Watertown with Cam this year.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah,
And
Mike.
don't
Go
you
ahead.
have a mom that played? I think you have a
Oh,
mom. Yeah.
my mom played Division I women's hockey for St. Lawrence.
That's where you get it all. That's where he gets all the skill, Dan. It
Yeah,
doesn't come from me.
I bet. I
Yeah.
bet. You ever take mom one-on-one there, Trey?
No, she's too scared.
She's too scared. Yeah. She's too scared about watching her son crap himself on the ice.
That's it.
Scared of-
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's pretty cool, Trey. Yeah, that's a good history. And you're a big NHL fan, right?
Oh yeah.
Who's your team, bro? Who's your team? I know your team, but why don't you fill everybody? You got some random team that you like. I know you should be a Boston Bruins fan by default. However, fill them in.
I like the Vancouver Canucks. They're my
Really?
favorite team. I like Nils Hoglander, Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser. I like all of them.
Yeah, you like watching those guys. Hey, awesome, Trey. And Paul, we're going to hit Power Play Sports in a little while, but can you talk to us a little bit about your family in hockey? I know you're very involved. You've been very involved as a parent of a hockey player in a hockey family, you've been involved in many associations. Watertown Association, your family's a big supporter of the Unity Summer Program and also the St. Lawrence Steel. So can you just tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Trimper family world when it comes to hockey?
Sure. So actually, my son Aiden got into hockey when he was 5, thanks to the figure skating club. My daughter was figure skating, and we were just standing there watching. I said, how much to throw him on the ice just to give him something to do? And then he was zipping around, and everyone's like, what hockey team's he on? And I was like, well, I guess I better call a hockey coach. I had never played in my whole life. I had never picked up a stick, 33 years old. So I called Anthony Netto there, and he was the head coach of the Mites. He's like, bring him down at Watertown. You were a coach with him, and I was standing on the side watching those practices, and I'm like, wow, this looks fun. So I bought a stick and skates, and you and Anthony and many others welcomed me into the hockey community. And 7 years later, I own a hockey training facility. So it's a great sport.
Yeah.
But really it was all due to the great community of hockey. And I owe a lot to it. A lot of my life revolves around it right now. A lot of my friendship circles and stuff like that. So Aiden's been playing, he played Watertown a few years, and you were one of his coaches. I remember winning the Pepsi with you on the bench there, and Anthony did a lot for him, many other coaches. We gave a shot with the St. Lawrence Steel a few years back, and Coach Bill Palmer's really done a lot for his hockey game, and we've been all over the Northeast and beyond playing with the St. Lawrence Steel. He's still with them. Did some Unity training this past summer. We played Adirondack 46ers. We played basically anytime we can find ice.
Right.
Power play sports prowlers, anything.
Yeah.
And I just love playing, and I'm not very good, but I'm trying to get better. So that's my hockey life.
I think Trey's playing. Trey, you paying homage to
Yeah.
Mr. Paul Tremper? Show him what you're paying homage with. He's got all kinds of. He's sporting your team, Coach.
I
Yeah.
love Trey and his jerseys and hats. He's always sporting like one of the coolest jerseys or hats. So anytime I see him, he's got something new on. He must have a good wall full of them at home or something.
Yeah, he collects them all, and he's like, I'm going Buffalo Sabres. Aren't they playing right now, Trey? Sabres?
They are. They're tied 1-1. Victor Olofsson opened the scoring, and then Alex Killorn tied it up late in the first period. And that's the game so far.
Wow, 1-1. It's kind of tough. Sad to see Buffalo losing so early.
Awesome. And yeah, a little bit about me for everybody. I know a lot of you folks already know me. You've heard my intro, but busy week for us in the hockey scene for sure. This week we had a couple of practices for our 14U Bantam boys teams, our red and white team. We had a hockey board meeting, so I was up over at the hockey board meeting for a little while. Those are always exciting and entertaining. Watertown Hockey Association, lots of good stuff going on. And if you think of all the volunteer time that people put in, it's simply amazing. It really is. So people are meeting and really trying to help pave the future and working on so many different tournaments that are going on and relationships and things like that. So it was great to be part of. And then we had a couple games this weekend, and we'll talk about those in a little while, but it was a busy week of hockey, and I think it's only going to get busier because scheduling's coming out and things like that. So shifting gears, wanted to talk a little bit about some of the different teams that are playing, and I had some notes and some different things that are going on. So if you just bear with me, I want to pull up a couple things on some of the teams that we have out there playing, because I've got I don't know, I have coaches from all over the North Country now starting to send me stuff. So that's really a good feeling, is when you get these different coaches giving you information on what's going on, scores of their games for the weekend and stuff like that. So let me hit on a couple. I'll hit on a couple of pro scores.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you, how are they getting in touch with you? What is the best way for people to reach you to give you that information?
Softball, he threw it right up there for me. Right. Well, we have we have a power play podcast Facebook page, right? So we're starting there. There's a lot of stuff going on. Hopefully we'll have a link real soon to things on the Power Play Sports site because they have a YouTube channel. So we're going to try to get this stuff on the YouTube channel. They can also email us, right? Because we've got some emails on some different things, like our mullet of the week that you're going to see later. We've got emails at Power Play Podcast NNY. I always forget that. Power Play Podcast NNY at gmail.com if you want to reach out to us that way. And then we're going to get this thing up and rocking and rolling and launched on our social media site. And hopefully the Dan Dalin will have this thing on the Apple Podcast sooner than later. He's a busy man, I know. So we're gonna continue to push him in that direction, right, Dan?
Absolutely.
Oh, hey Trey. That was a cute little water bottle you had. Want to see mine?
What are you guys comparing water bottle sizes? Hey, so
Hey.
Trey, now
Mine goes with me everywhere though, and for whatever reason, Mike, everybody in my family prefers to drink out of my water bottle. I don't know what it is. It must be the
What's
water
that?
bottle. That's all I
Sorry,
got.
I finished mine all
seltzer.
the time.
Oh, you love your seltzer, don't you, Paul? You always have seltzer somewhere. Now I'm drinking coffee because I had to get amped up for this.
Um,
Get all those waters.
snap.
4 different
I
water
lost on
bottles.
mine. No, my water bottle's all gone. But
Yeah, Paul, there's only one beverage I like carbonation in.
This is
Understood.
a PG-13 program. Now, Trey, the word is Trey's trivia is up on deck here. So every week we're going to have a special feature, and Trey's going to pose 3 trivia questions. And I kind of stole this from the Dan Dalin, who always has awesome, interesting trivia questions, I think between the first and second period of his broadcasts.
Yeah, questions in
One of
between
the-
the
you know,
first
one
and
of-
second, answers
yeah.
in the second and third. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of the things I learned is why is the center ice line broken
Mhm.
on a hockey ice rink. It is not solid like the blue line. And I hate to blow it, but Dan's asked this question before. So it was back when they were using black and white TVs. The only way you could tell the difference is if they broke the line and didn't make it solid because you couldn't tell the difference in the color. And I think that's really interesting factoid and trivia factoid. So Trey, do you have some trivia questions for us?
I do. I have 3 trivia questions. So I'm going to ask them, and then I think we'll wait a second so the viewers can think of an answer, and then you guys can try and answer. So
Okay.
my first question is, I wanted to see if you guys could name 3 Hobie Baker Award winners from the last 12 years. So since 2012, name 3 Hobie Baker Award winners.
Do you
Which
want to
is the
explain?
best-
Yeah,
The
there you go.
best player from the NCAA college hockey. It's the MVP of the NCAA.
So we should maybe have some Alex Trebek music in here right now from Jeopardy. So once we get a little bit more technically savvy, this would be a good. Trey, I'd like to give a stab at this trivia question. If I'm gonna go with,
I got all my answers right here. So
all right, I'm gonna go with Cale Makar, who's currently a defenseman on the Colorado Avalanche and played with the University of Massachusetts as one of them.
correct. Cale Makar won the Hobie Baker in 2019.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go with Connor Hellebuck, the goaltender from the Winnipeg Jets.
No.
Geez. Wow, that's really. How about Jack Eichel,
Correct.
number 15, who really doesn't play for the Buffalo Sabres, and I don't think I know where he plays right now. Is that one of them?
I think he's playing
Yes.
with his doctors and lawyer.
Yeah.
He's playing with lawyers for sure, trying to get out of that Sabres contract. I mean, let him go, cut the cord. Holy cow! Well, take him in Long Island.
I'm sure you will. And let
Take
me
'em.
think. What about Jack? Would one of the Hughes boys be in that category? Or no, like Quinn Hughes or Jack Hughes?
So Jack Hughes
Yeah.
did not play college hockey.
Oh, that's
He
right.
played USA U18 team. And
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes played for Michigan, and he's not on here now.
He's not on there. All right, give me a couple more seconds here because this is tough trivia. I don't even know if we're gonna get through all three of these. Whoa, I just heard I heard. Let me think here. Is there any goalies on that list?
The first couple names, I have no idea who are. So
Are there any goalies on the list? Can I get a hint? Can I phone a friend?
I'll give you a team.
All right, so why don't you give us the names because I think we flunked. All right, no, just give
So-
us the names and we'll move on to the next question.
So there's Johnny Gaudreau,
Oh, yeah,
Jimmy Vesey,
yeah, Jimmy Vesey.
and another big one was Cole Caulfield. Just
Oh,
one.
yeah, the one that plays for Montreal right now. He's really good. Did he win it last year?
Yep.
And then he went on and scored a bunch of goals and the Canadians went to the Stanley Cup. All right, what do you got for your next trivia question?
Which NHL player was the most recent player to hit 1,000 points? And if you guys can't get it, then I have multiple choice.
Patrick Kane.
Incorrect.
That's a good guess. Really? Patrick.
I
Kane
saw
was
this on
the-
the news the other day. It was in Chicago.
Nope.
Hmm,
1,000 points. I fail.
I'm doing my best not to look it up on my phone. Let's
Yeah,
see
well,
the
that's
multiple
what all
choice.
our
What's the
viewers will
multiple
probably be
choi-
doing.
Yeah. What's the multiple choice?
Yeah, go with the multiple choice.
So Eric Stahl, Patrice Bergeron, Anze Kopitar, or Patrick Kane, which already was ruled out.
Well, I don't think it's Patrice Bergeron because I don't think he has 1,000 points yet. I'm gonna go with Anze Kopitar of the LA Kings.
That would be correct.
Yeah, I
Man.
mean, I kind of cheated a
Look
little
at
bit. I
that.
had to get about 10 hints, but all right. And your final trivia question for the week in Trey's trivia?
Which three American-born NHL coaches have the most wins?
I'm gonna hope that Scotty Bowman was born in this country.
Was not.
Was
Would
not.
Peter Laviolette is number one.
That is correct.
And then number two is, let me guess here.
I mean, I know Barack Obama was. We proved that, right? So was it him?
No, he
Yes,
was, no,
correct.
he wasn't born in the United States.
I got a winning coach and I got a guy born in the United States. Can we combine them? No?
We can combine them. Oh, geez, Trey, what's the guy, John Tortorella,
Correct. That's number two.
and, the other guy is, the guy.
Al Arbor.
Oh, no, he's Barry
I
Trotz.
didn't.
Incorrect.
I
Right.
know Al Arbor won 4 Stanley Cups. Who was that with, Trey?
I think it was with the Rangers.
You've reversed the trivia questions here.
All right, give us the last one so we
the
can.
the final one is Mike Sullivan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh, the
Oh, no
Pittsburgh
kidding.
Penguins. Wow, that's pretty amazing.
But
Not a big
he's
fan of the
far
Pittsburgh
behind
Penguins.
John Tortorella and Peter Laviolette by over 400 wins. So
Hey, so let's get into this. Anybody want to report on? I got some reports on some NHL teams in our Pro and College Weekly. If anybody wants to hear some of that, I was checking on some things today, and the Islanders 3-2-1.
Finally,
As of
thank
today.
goodness to Sorokin, right? 2 shutouts in a row. One of those shutouts with 46 saves, man. That's
That's yeah,
could really go for some more defense. But yeah,
absolutely.
that was
Well, he had Zdeno Char now. He's only about 56 years old, so you're doing all right there. The whole Boston Bruin
yeah.
retread. And Paul Trimper's Buffalo Sabres went 1-1-1. They have a pretty good record right now. They had a win against the Vancouver Canucks, Trey, 5-2. But then again, the Boston Bruins beat Buffalo 4-1. And then they lost, I guess, an OT thriller to the New Jersey Devils. So Buffalo's doing all right. And I love getting up there. I was talking to Paul about that today. It's such a great place to go watch a hockey game, and
Mhm.
it's so family friendly. wish they'd fill the seats a little bit more, but I think as the Sabres get better and they build some, team camaraderie, and I think they're going to build a stronger team probably without Jack Eichel around than they would have with Jack Eichel around. Quite honestly, it seems like they're sticking together and they're pretty tight right now, so that's a good thing.
It's very family friendly, unlike the Montreal Canadiens after Jesperi Kotkaniemi returned to Montreal.
Oh yeah, that was pretty scary. That was pretty interesting this week. He was getting booed in Montreal after he left and went down to Carolina. The Bruins, big win over the Sabres and San Jose. So that's really good. I'm pretty happy about that. 3-1 right now. Vancouver is 3-2-1 with a couple of big wins this weekend. And locally, your professional team locally, the Watertown Wolves out of the Watertown Municipal Arena, they have some games coming up. They're kicking off their season. So they have games this weekend against the newly formed Binghamton Black Bears. And I'm really hoping that with Paul Trimper's connections, we can maybe get an interview of their coach, Coach Clark, at some time here in the near future on the podcast, because he's going to be a really good guy to interview. But if you have the chance to catch the Wolves this weekend, they are in Watertown on both Friday and Saturday night, 7:30 kickoff time. So that's a good family friendly environment, and it's always fun to get down there and watch some hockey. So if you have time and you're not playing, get out there and support the Wolves locally. That's a good thing. Local college news. I did a lot of research into our local college teams because we have so many of them, and there's a lot going on. Clarkson had a busy weekend. They played the University of Alaska Fairbanks at Shield, and they won both games, which is really nice. Clarkson's off to a 3-1-1 start. They're bringing Michigan Tech into play this coming week. Michigan Tech, ranked number 18th in the country, lost last weekend to both Notre Dame and the U.S. National Development Team, both by a score of 2-1. So Clarkson's got some stuff up and coming. Michigan Tech's a pretty good team. So if you have a chance to get up to Potsdam or you're up in the North Country for the weekend for anything, that'd be cool to get in and catch a game at Shield between Michigan Tech and Clarkson. St. Lawrence University this past weekend, they're 1-1-1. They had a tough loss to RIT on the 16th. They're headed out to Michigan this week for a couple of games against a team I really like, a key team that used to be coached by a guy by the name of Jeff Jackson, who's now the coach of Notre Dame. Lake Superior State. Back in the day, back in the 80s, Lake Superior State, a little college up in Michigan, won 2 national championships under Jeff Jackson, NCAA Division I. So should be pretty interesting. On the women's front, love to keep an eye on the women out there. We are big supporters of diversity in hockey and inclusivity. Clarkson women 5-1-2. They played in Minnesota versus Bemidji State this past weekend. They had a 1-1 tie and a 2-1 loss, pretty low scoring weekend for them. And then on the St. Lawrence side of the house, the St. Lawrence women beat RIT 3-0 on the strength of 3 power play goals. And the Saints are now 2-2 overall. And the Skating Saints and the Golden Knights women's teams both head on the road together, which is common in college hockey for the teams to travel together. They're going to be playing RPI and Union down in the Albany area. So that'll be great. Yeah. So a lot going on there. Let's talk a little bit about, another thing I noticed, and I put out some feelers. If you have any interest in being interviewed or taking part in the podcast, please let us know. Reach out to us, our email address, or connect with us on social media, because we'd love to interview a lot of people. I reached out to a friend of mine, Jamison Coyle, who's a broadcaster on the NHL Network, and I'm waiting to get him on the show as well. Jamison played hockey at the high school where I used to coach, and then went to SU and for a degree in broadcasting, and is now on the NHL Network. So I'm trying to get Jamie on this show. That'd be great for us to be able to have him too. So on the high school front, nothing going on right now. We talked a little bit last week about the Obey team and the IHC team. They're going to be getting underway later in November, and I know that we'll be pretty dialed in on that. Dan, are you broadcasting the Obey games?
I may be.
You may be.
Yeah, that's not definite yet. So we're waiting to see what the formation of the team looks like. I've not seen the schedule yet either. So
right.
Again, right, with 3 players in 3 organizations to add another hockey schedule.
Yeah.
Whatever, make it work.
Could be tough. Yeah, I don't know if all the scheduling's out yet. And then so we'll have some close coverage there, and we'll also have some close coverage of the IHC team. I was just talking with the newly appointed IHC head coach the other day, and he's going to join us on the podcast once things settle down for him, and he gets everything finalized for his team. So that should be good as well. I want to talk a little bit about some local youth hockey, and I kind of want to start it off with the team that Cam and Trey play for, a team that I am fortunate enough to have a coaching position with. Great team, the Watertown 14U Red.
It's a team that is
we-
fortunate to have you in a coaching position as well, Mike.
Well, I don't know about they might not have said that the other day when I was on the bench screaming my head off at them. That's for sure.
Listen, those kids earned it. I was on the other side of the ice, and I was doing some commentating, and I was making some comments, and you were right there yelling at the kids. I was like, yeah, see, I know what I'm talking about.
What'd you think of that game this weekend, Cameron?
I think it was pretty good. Like
Yeah.
we both teams battled pretty well in the first and second period.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, it was 0-0 for a long time.
yeah.
It was tight early on.
And I think we have to give credit to Owen O'Donnell.
Oh yeah.
He played an amazing game that game.
He really did. He got the puck of the game. And, it was a tough thing. I don't know the last time we've played Oswego. And quite honestly, I don't know the last time we played Oswego and pulled out a win at the 14U level. They're usually they were a pretty big challenge.
They're always a
for us.
competitive
And,
team.
yeah, they really are. And one of the things we probably didn't do so well at is having 5 penalties. So that's 10 minutes of game time in the box. And that wasn't very helpful. We spent a lot of time man down, which really shortens your bench and changes the dynamic of the team. So something that the team surely has to work on. And we have to work a little bit on our defensive zone coverage as well. But I do want to give a shout out to a couple
power
guys.
play. I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
shorthandedness, right? That adds so much more impact beyond the minute and a half or the 2 minutes of penalty. A lot of times, if from somebody looking on the game or observing, watching, you just see like, oh, so they were short those 2 minutes, but they pulled it off, didn't give off any goals, right? So we're good now. And that's so not the case. You got 4
Right.
kids, 4 players, or a couple more that are just completely winded, and that throws the shifts off. You got line changes. You got some lines that are now uneven as far as fresh leggedness. Fresh leggedness is a new term that I've decided to create. And so its impact, it really reverberates throughout. It's like that ripple effect in a pond.
Yeah, and we have we have a kind of a big bench. We have we were skating with I think we had 16 and 2. So we had 16 skaters, and we had one goalie. Our other goalie was traveling with the white team, but so we felt the echo of that because we couldn't really, it was hard to get settled back down and get the lines back together. But I do want to give a shout out to a couple players in that game, and Owen O'Donnell is one of them. He was the player of the game. He got the game puck. He had 2 goals and an assist. His assist on the game-sealing empty net goal to Blake Gregory, who also had 2 goals and an assist, was really awesome. It was a battle in the defensive zone. They were up on a 6-on-5. They had pulled their goalie. A 2-goal lead at 6-4 with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left when they pulled their goalie. I wasn't super comfortable with it. The team's really, they're strong. They had a couple of players that were really had a really great shot, and it was nice for us to be able to get that. Brody Mack played in goal for us, had 28 saves. Our forecheck worked really well. Neutral zone coverage was great. I think we worked really hard in the offensive zone and in the neutral ice. I think we have some homework to do. We have a strong defense, but we have some homework to do in the defensive zone as well. We need to move that puck up faster. Also want to highlight our white team, 14U White. At Watertown, traveled out for a game against Rome. And, according to Coach Terry and Coach Nutting, great game played by all. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead early in the game. Rome came back, scored 2 quick ones, tied it up. Rome went ahead 3-2. and they carried the play for a while. The nice thing for Watertown, 4 different goal scorers, which is nice on that team to spread it around. Zach Lowry had a goal, Brayton Bradley, Tanner Bergenstock, and Aiden McAloon. And with a couple of assists, one to Aaron Hagelin and the other to Noah Verkstis. So good game in all. And it was great that Aiden Terry was able to play in goal for them. Had 30 shots, only allowing 5 goals. So good job by Aiden for stepping up and playing with that team. Did a great job, hard-fought game. And on the road, first game of the season. Good for them. Good effort.
Yeah.
Had the opportunity. Oh, go ahead, bud. Yep.
You also had the girls TI game I heard about. Do you have the scores for that game?
Girls TI game. Yeah. Well, that was Piper Gonus's game, right?
Yeah.
They played against the Canton Blades, actually. Yeah, their first game that they played. And then, the Canton Blades is a pretty established team. So they get out there and took it on the chin, but they had a good time. They played Canton Blades. They lost 6-1 at the 14, I think at the 14U level. It was kind of a 14U, 16U combination. So yeah, I got that score from her yesterday. But good time had by all. I was able to talk to Coach John Rose of the Watertown Wolves 12U Red team. They had an excellent game on Sunday as well. They won 12-4, and Silas Gorski had a hat trick. Andrew Zilka had a couple of goals and a couple of assists. Paxton Rose had a couple goals. Charlie Nutting, first start of the season, only allowed 1 goal in the first half of the game. So really a big win for them. Their team right now is 3-0, and they're steamrolling. I watched them play when we were up in Adirondack against the 46ers. 3-0. Dom Wisner has 2 goals, 6 assists. Paxton Rose 5 goals and an assist. Sam Miller 6 goals. Zilka's 2-4. Gorski's 6-2. Alec Nitre's 3-2. They're really playing well, but they are searching for their first shutout. 12. They've went into double digits a couple times, but still searching for their first shutout of the season. I think he's looking for that one. And I got another update too. And what was the score of Estelle's game this weekend? How'd that go?
Yeah, so I was just pulling that out here. So that was it was a good game. So they played against Skinny Atlas. There's 12U girls. Skinny Atlas jumped out to a 1-0 lead about 6.5 minutes into the game with a goal scored by Beckett O'Brien. Then we had a couple of power play opportunities. So Skinny Atlas was down a player a couple times, once for interference, once for body contact, one for a roughing call, which I thought was going to be an all-out cross-check later on, but they went with roughing. So all in all, though, it was a good game. So this was the first actual game that these 12U has played for Watertown. Some of these girls actually haven't played before. One girl was learning what the heck offsides was during the game. Right?
I'm still learning because they've changed the rules on us so many times that I don't know what offsides is anymore.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But this girl, she was learning it, but she was so aggressive. She's playing right wing. She's quick. She's little. She would sneak around behind a defender. And sometimes she was open because she was the only one in the zone. Who knew that's not the way you're supposed to play? But it's funny. She also lined up on the wrong side of the puck a couple of times. So right now this is a direction thing, but you know what? By the third period, she got it. I mean, she figured out she's quick, learning this game quickly. She's very quick with it. I was watching her during practice today also, and she's just coming along. She's already improved her puck handling. She's working on a deke move. So she can, if she gets that breakout move, she'll be able to finish. But so then it was 1-0 all the way into the third period. And then Oswego got 2 quick goals within 2.5 minutes of each other. So they were actually up 2-1. Skinny Atlas about 5 minutes later came back to tie it back up. And then with 1:26 remaining in the game, Skinny Atlas shut it down. With number 19, Macy McKay. She just came out, great breakout, got some edge on it, just got ahead of the defense, and she was able to pull out a nice shot and goal for the win for Skinny Atlas. But what a really good back and forth game, really evenly matched, some great defensive plays on both ends, some solid offense. And yeah, it's 12U, right? There is no neutral zone coverage. It just kind of passes through.
Right. Was there a goalie pulled when they scored that goal to go up 3-2? Did they even get to that point in the game?
No,
Were they able to? No.
no, they did.
That's a
not
pretty
do that.
competitive team,
Yeah.
girls program over there in Skinny Alice.
Quite the roller coaster of a game.
It was.
very
It was
much.
really exciting to watch. For me calling it too, doing the play-by-play. Oh, I get beside myself, and I know I get louder and louder as that happens. And I could
Right.
also tell by all the people that start watching me instead of the game, and I can't help it.
That's funny. Let me hit on a couple more, and then we're going to shift gears and talk a little bit about power play. But I do want to bring up some things going on up north, especially because my good friend Matt Jones, who's a coach up there and is really involved with the Malone hockey program in the 46ers, diligently reported some scores to me. So 46ers had a great weekend. Their 12U girls won 12 versus the 12U of Tupper Lake, 7-0. And then they played the Vermont Glades and they split one. They won 1-0 and they lost 3-1. 14U girls went to St. Albans, Vermont. They won 8-1. And then they played St. Albans the second game and they won 6-0. The 16U girls 46ers team played the CNY Bobcats and had a 9-2 win. And then they played them again in an 8-0 win. So it looks like they're pretty convincing in what they're doing up there. The 16U boys had a tie against North Franklin Shamrocks, 3-3. And then one versus the Norfolk Norwood Icemen, 15-1. That sounds like a football score almost. And then the 18U boys played the Black Ice hockey team and won 11-1, and then played the Green Mountain Vipers. They won 5-3, and then they lost to the Vermont Flames. And as I look through the score sheet on the 14U, especially because I've been kind of following that team because Matt coaches it. I don't know. Anna Monette is lighting it up there. She had a couple of goals in the game against my team when we played them a couple weeks ago. And I as I look at the score sheet for the games, her name is sprinkled on everything, as is Amaya Abelard's name as well. So a lot of great things going on up in with the 46ers in the Malone program. Thanks to Matt for reporting and getting those scores down to us. I know his team and a bunch of the folks up in the 46ers program actually listened to the first podcast, and we're happy to have some coverage of the game that we had played against them. So it's good to get the information out there to them. Shifting gears, want to talk with Paul now a little bit. He's the guy behind the man behind the mirror. He's got a lot of this done for us. He was a big supporter. He's a big supporter of you put hockey in front of him, he's going to support it. So when I talked to Paul about running the Power Play podcast, and I loved the name because I love the name Power Play Sports. I think the name Power Play Sports is cool. I like the Power Play Sports logo. I said, hey, this would be seamless. This would flow really well. I got this guy. His name's Dan Dalin. This guy can talk, he could talk the ear off a statue. He's this awesome broadcaster. And I got these two clowns that play hockey for me that I can probably jump into this podcast as well. And Paul's like, yeah, we're in. We want to be part of what you guys are doing. If it's hockey, we're in. So Paul, tell us a little bit first. I want to talk about Power Play Sports, and then I want to talk about the Power Play Sports Foundation. I know you have some screen shares for us. Just tell us a little bit about Power Play Sports and the happenings at Power Play Sports. Fill us in on maybe a little bit of the background, whatever you feel comfortable with, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. So one of the newest things we have is actually this podcast, and it's great to have you guys part of the family. And I think it's cool. We always wanted to cover local youth sports and have, we've got the hockey news page on our website and it's empty. So right. To have people, you guys are skilled in this area, come on and fill that void in our community is fantastic. To hear all these local scores of these games, it warms your heart because all the kids and all. Matt Jones and the 46ers. I mean, he's killing it up there. He's growing that organization, offering so much. So first of all, thank you. Thank you for having us. And thank you for letting us be part of this. Thank you for having me on today. So Power Play Sports at the moment, we're doing a lot. We're in our 4th year. It's crazy to say that. I remember day one when we opened, you and Trey were sitting in your car in the parking lot before the opening hour. So you've been there since the beginning, and just want to give you a shout out there. So I said I was going to share a couple things, and can you see my screen okay?
Yeah, we can. It's awesome. Perfect.
All right, great. So I tried to put a little visual together of what's going on down at Power Play, and we've got, of course, our motto is better every day. We've got a fully stocked pro shop, more stuff than ever. You can see in the bottom left there, anything you need. We're primarily a CCM retailer, but we have so much used stuff you couldn't even imagine. If you're looking for $5 pair of skates, we've got a room full of stuff. In fact, if you don't have money, we give it to you. That's how we work down there. If we started a nonprofit, as you mentioned, we'll talk about the Power Play Sports Foundation, but we have an equipment scholarship program. So if anybody needs any hockey equipment, just call me. I have a whole shed full of it. It's
Okay.
available to borrow.
Awesome.
Back to Power Play, we sharpen skates down there. Again, we started doing that with you 4 years ago, and you've been doing it for decades, I think. And if you need your skate sharpened, stop on down. We do cosmic hockey, that's glow in the dark hockey, private lessons, learn to play hockey, which is free for our members, and we let you borrow the equipment. So we're trying to keep it low to no cost. Again, if you can't afford your programming, any sport, not just hockey, call us. We'll get you playing sports. And our biggest news is the new ice rink up here in the top right. We're making ice right now. That picture's from yesterday. We played a little game of pipes finally last night around 10 o'clock. There was enough ice to shoot some pucks. So stop down and see it. We should be skating within a week. Hopefully by the weekend, maybe. We have to paint it and everything. Thank you for the red line trivia question. We were going to paint a solid one, and now I know we still can because it's not black and white.
That's right.
That's how we operate down there, by the seat of our pants. We try to do our best. If we do something wrong, just let us know. Memberships are how you really get involved and support us at Power Play. If you join the membership, you get to use the gym in the shooting area. We have ice time at Watertown Arena and Alex Bay Arena. Multiple times a week. You can check our calendar. So Saturdays 6 to 8 p.m. in Alex Bay, Sundays 10 to noon. It's free for our members. If you want to skate, just give us a call. If you're not a member, we can get you on the ice. We're just trying to pay the bills here. Whatever we can do to get you on the ice. If you have a group that wants to train on the ice, call us. Just say, like I mentioned to you earlier, if Unity wants to carve out half the ice and run a little bunch of drills with your players, just come on over. Give us a call ahead of time so we can carve it out. You get a roll of tape, a sharpening, discounted programs, and a shirt or a hat like you're wearing if you join the membership. So that's about Power Play Sports. And next thing that's happening is
Actually, hey Paul, before we jump off of that,
yes,
that looks great though.
it's coming.
On the bottom right there, the cosmic hockey, the private lessons, the learn to play hockey. Where do you guys do those?
So cosmic hockey, we do at Power Play. We used to do it on our synthetic ice rink. Then we decided when we had member ice time, we do it at Watertown Arena. So we do it in the whole arena with a rock and skate lights on. That's what you can see there. It was a couple Fridays ago. We have the ice at Watertown Arena at 7 p.m. Fridays when the Wolves don't have a home game. So you can mark your calendar. If there's no Wolves game, still go to the arena and come. So we do Cosmic sometimes. Just check our calendar on our website and you can see. If you want something that we don't have, let us know. With the new rink, we'll be doing Cosmic Hockey in Power Play Sports on the new rink as well. So it'll be at multiple locations. We haven't done one in the Bay yet. We're hoping to.
Okay. And the private lessons and learn to play, is that also at the Watertown Arena?
Yep. And at our place. At our facility on Bradley Street. Yep, thanks. Good question.
Excellent.
We have multiple sessions right now. We have a Tuesday learn to play, a Thursday learn to play, both at Watertown Arena, a Saturday learn to play at Power Play Rink, and then we'll be offering many sessions of that.
Yeah, a big thing, and I can't stress it enough. I said it in the last podcast as well, but is skate sharpening. And the guys at Power Play Sports have really put in some time to learn how to be great skate sharpeners. And it something, it goes back to, you have time on task, and these guys are practicing and they're just adept at what they do. And it's, I say, if you want a professional skate sharpening, because you want to play your best, you really need to have professionals sharpening your skates. and they're using state-of-the-art Blade Master equipment. They're subscribed to a bunch of different forums. They're constantly talking to guys all around the country that are sharpening skates. And they do a heck of a job. And say what you want about anything, but to me, one of the most important things is having a good skate sharpening when you're out there in the ice. And they do a great job of it. So, don't risk getting him sharpened somewhere else and thinking you're getting a great job done. Power Play Sports are the pros when it comes to skate sharpening, that's for sure. So I just wanted to kind of emphasize that, Paul. Power Play Sports in New York, powerplaysportsny.com is their website. Paul, could you tell us a little bit about what is the Power Play Sports Foundation? Now, that's a non-for-profit that I head up.
Yeah, let me talk about that. And real quick, we're having a pig roast this Saturday at Power Play Sports, and until it's sold out. So it's our first pig roast. It'll be right in the parking lot out front of Power Play Sports. I'm about to put a link out. It's $15 for the full plate. And if you want to eat we're going to have a hockey helmet on the pig. This is not the pig. Like that, but so it should be a good party. We hope that the ice will be skatable by then, but come on down to this Saturday, the 30th, if you want to have some pig. Now I'll move on to the foundation. The Power Play Sports Foundation, we're behind the desk at Power Play, sharpening skates and this and that, and people would say, can I donate this? Can I donate these skates? Can I donate this stick? And we sure, yeah, we'll put it in a special little corner. We guarantee we won't sell it. We'll make it go to somebody in need. Well, you can only do that for so long. And we decided, well, let's get a not-for-profit open and do this right. And one of the things we wanted to do is build an ice rink. We think ice is very short around here. There's one rink and, tons of people that want to play hockey, and we melt the ice from April to September in Watertown. So Operation Ice Rink began. We know you're a part of that, and also leveling the playing field. So basically, we're trying to build an ice rink, and we're trying to let people skate and learn how to play hockey for free, including the equipment. It's not just hockey, the Power Play Sports Foundation, but we love hockey, so we kind of started there with some stuff. If anybody has any questions about that, you can call me. You can email me, paultrimper@gmail.com. You can find me at the shop when I'm there. People know how to get a hold of me. Moving on here, just want to give an update on Operation Ice Rink. It was a massive success last year. We went from an idea to acquiring Louville's full set of ice rink boards and glass, donated by the wonderful Millard family. Well, the Louville, Lewis County Amateur Hockey, but the Millards, they loaded every board on the truck, Mike Millard and others. And then by January, you can see this picture here, we had a 100-foot by 60-foot rink out back. I couldn't even name the amount of people that helped with that and the donations that came in to make the ground level and all that happen. Well, now it's time to do it again. So we're going to do this rink again. It's completely free for anybody to reserve and skate. We had hockey camps on it. We had families renting it, reserving it for free. We had free bonfire wood. It was just an awesome outdoor rink experience. Over time, we plan to grow that and put a roof over it and building around it. And Power Play Sports right now is donating the land out back of our hockey training facility so that the foundation has a home. But we are also looking for a permanent home where we can put a turf field and a ice rink long-term. So that's a long-term goal, is right. Turf field, ice rink, low to no cost, all nonprofit right here in Watertown or very close by. That's the first major program of the foundation. And the second, so how can you help? All the things I just mentioned, call me. We have a can drive for that. That's also Pig Roast Day. So come on down, get your pig, but bring a bunch of cans or a donate, right. Whatever you want. That'll pay for the liner. It's a $1,200 liner that keeps the water in the rink when we flood it. We need insurance. That was almost $2,000. So there are some costs that go along with the outdoor rink, but it'll be a piece of cake. We'll get most of that done Saturday. Yeah. Leveling the playing field is the scholarship program. If you know anybody that needs a scholarship or programming, hockey is expensive. Could be $1,000 season, could be more, could be less. Equipment, all that. There's scholarships available. I want to give a shout out to a guy on this, Trey Ledeux, actually, with the Northern New York Community Foundation. He nominated the foundation for a grant and we were able to receive it. So that goes a long way. And remember that older brother who quit hockey? Well, he's still a great guy anyway. He actually Tad Ledeux nominated the foundation for a grant with the Northern New York Community Foundation when he was on the Youth Philanthropy Council. And that's what got this scholarship going. So it's youth driven, and we couldn't, we wouldn't have this scholarship funding if it weren't for him. So we're growing it in other ways, but he really got us started. And special shout out to the Northern New York Community Foundation for helping us and supporting
Yeah,
us.
they're amazing. They do great work.
So that's the foundation. Thank you for asking. I've covered Power Play Sports, the business, the training facility, and the foundation, and how we're trying to give back and do good around the community.
For sure. Yeah, and we appreciate it. And I know you got Chris Nethers out there getting ready to prep that whole thing. But when I guess when the time comes, I think it's really important that, there's an all hands on deck. So if we can do anything to assist on the work day that you might be planning, or that Chris Nethers and Glory Construction might be planning to getting that rink up, just let us know, and we will get as many people there as we possibly can to help do that, because I know it's quite a project.
We're thinking Unity, boy, we could probably get 50 Unity players down there moving boards, and we could get Watertown Hockey. The Mites parents all built the 8U program, helped us last year. It was like we made one phone call and there's 50 people there. It was amazing. So looking forward to it again, and we'll have a public notice out with time in advance.
Yeah,
That's great.
That is some amazing work. Yeah, that is absolutely some amazing work they got going on there, Paul. I mean, so good to see, being created by the community, turning it back, doing it for the community. I mean, like you said, hockey, it's this weird thing, right? It, like, you get a taste of it and then you want more, and then it's this being that's just running through your veins, and you just start exuding it. Like I never played hockey growing up. I loved watching hockey, and that's all I knew. That's how I knew it existed. Now, with the involvement I've been able to have because of my two boys, my youngest daughter, even my oldest daughter, the year that she was involved in hockey, it was jumping in with both feet. I still suck at skating, but boy, everything else, man.
Well, we're going to do an adult learn to play program and improvement. That was one of the reasons I started Power Play Sports. I was 33-year-old trying to learn how to play hockey. There were 0 options to learn.
Right. I have an idea. Although when we go to open skate, that's like the only time I can get my youngest daughter to still hold my hand. I mean, she holds my hand, skates backwards, and I feel like an idiot, but I'm not falling down. So I'm okay though, right? I feel the love. She cares. So I'm going to milk that one for a little bit longer. But
yeah.
So you and I can play in the D League, the
Absolutely.
D League 3-on-3 around here when we get it formed.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
We'll have to make sure we get an announcer's booth in there, and I'll be happy to call them all. So,
no, you're in the ice. You're on the ice.
Yeah, you got to be out on the ice. We can't have you just announcing.
You know what? I can still announce. I got wireless mics. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Hey, Cam, what's on the shoulder? Is there a Power Play Sports logo on the shoulder of that Unity jersey?
Yes.
Check that out. Right. So they're involved in everything. Like they sponsored us. They had like first year program, got us going. We had a great summer, and I'm really proud of the fact that we don't have a place to display. We won some banners this year. Our 12U won some banners, our 14U won some banners, and our 16U played for some banners and came runner up twice. And that information, all that stuff, the trophies and banners, well, we're going to display them down at Power Play Sports, thanks to our gracious sponsor, Power Play Sports. We get a place to hang our banners up and put our trophies, because we don't have an arena right now. Well, we kind of do, but that's our arena, I guess.
Well, we've got a banner up and a trophy up and jersey up, and we're going to build the Power Play Sports Foundation arena, so you can have a lot of room for banners there.
That's right.
That's it.
I'll have to fill it.
Cool. So another feature before we wrap it up, we're coming up on about an hour, but another feature that we talked about having is called the mullet of the week.
Now, I think for short, we should call this the Mao. I know it looks like Mo, but screw that.
Well, I think, why do you say Mao? Like, I think moms want the mullet of the week kids to mow their hair. That's kind of what I was thinking, like mow that crop.
Could be. I don't know. To me, so I like things that sound different than they look, right? I'm
Okay.
the Dan Dalin, but it's spelled like the, but it's my
The.
damn name. I'll say it the way I want to. It's the Dan Dalin. So yeah, shooting for the Mao, the mullet of the week. Mao. Show me the Mao. I don't know. I like it.
Trey, you got a little. Let me see the back of yours. Yours got trimmed up.
Well,
yours isn't.
it doesn't show in the
No,
blue.
it doesn't really show.
Here, I can
No.
turn it off for a second though.
No. You don't have.
How cleans the room? Hold on. How cleans the
boy.
room?
Cameron, you never had a mullet, did you?
Actually,
No, never. Never had a mullet.
Are
Never
you
planned
gonna
on it.
do that at some point in the future? I'd like to see you with a mullet. I
Nope.
think you'd look pretty cool. No?
So he had
Yeah, I think-
it was more of a wom, right? So he let's see that mullet there, Trey. Is it getting there?
Yeah.
I don't know what
Well,
you
we
did
can
to
only.
the
Oh,
top.
that's not
It's
bad.
getting
He had
there.
to trim it up.
Yep.
Trey goes to IHC. They don't tolerate that long here, so we had to cut that baby back a little bit.
Gotcha.
But-
Yeah, Cameron didn't like growing it in the back, but he had that
Oh,
moppy
that's
thing up on top, right? So
Yeah.
he had great helmet head, no doubt. When he took that helmet off and shook his head, you're like, oh, look at all that hair. Now he
Yeah.
looks like a person. It'll come back though.
yes, it will.
The sweat like grows. It somehow must the way he puts the helmet on massages the hair follicles. It'll start growing in again. It's
So
already
I
quite a bit
wanna-
longer.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to some of our submissions, but there's a call for submissions too, right? We need some people to submit some mullets. I mean, I got Patrick Kane's mullet in there. I got Yarmir Yager's mullet in there, but we need some, here's what we have so far, folks, just so you can hear your name. And some of you, mind you, have already cut the mullet, which I don't know if we should count that, quite honestly. We got a submission from Tanner Esposito, who I think cut his mullet. Tanner Esposito is on the Watertown 16U team and will be playing with IHC High School this year. We also got a submission from Braylon Nutting, who's on the Watertown 14U team as well. And I think Braylon, who has one of the cooler ODRs at his house in the wintertime, I've heard. I heard he has an unbelievable outdoor rink. Braylon's also trimmed his up a little bit too, I think. But I got a couple of nice submissions. We have one from Cam's partner in crime that was with us at Unity and is now with us at the Watertown Hockey Association, who still has his mullet, by the way.
Mhm.
The legendary Daniel
Little
Keegan,
rig.
whose mullet is pretty cool. And then we have one from Colin Whitmore. Colin's playing for the Cicero Chill right now, formerly played for the Watertown Wolves and also will be playing at IHC. But I have to go to a default to an old player and buddy of mine in the selection of the week. And I'm going to share my screen with you right now so you can see, as friends out there in the Power Play podcast world, I want you to see the great mullets that we have out there. Let me see if I can make sure I get this up the right way and share my screen. And and I have, look at this, Power Play Sports, your Northern New York hockey experts. There's where you want to be, folks. You want to be on powerplaysportsny.com for all your hockey needs. And here's all the stuff that
Shameless
Paul was
plug.
talking about.
Shameless
Plug. But
How'd that get there?
I don't know. But let's get over to our Facebook page for the mullet of the week, featuring the legendary
Evans.
Evan Sanford. Now
Mm,
everybody
stylish.
here knows Evan Sanford. Evan is a man of many words. I'd like to say he's a man of few words, but he's a man of many words. And we got some great submissions. I know that Kristen Finney and Evan's mom, Erica, were all about getting his mullet on here. Evan's also trying to grow a mustache, as you might notice. So it's really complimenting
Is that really there?
the mullet. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if that might be drawn on, Cameron, with a pencil, or highlighted with a pencil for.
I think Evans my favorite player to listen to the Dan Dalin talk about.
Evan, I don't know. He had a hard time staying on both feet at the same time this summer.
Always on
at
his
Unity.
knees.
He
Yes.
you know what? But he mastered that. Like go down on one knee, spin around, steal the puck off the other guy's stick, and then get back up again to shoot it. So take a knee. Evan
Yeah.
Sanford, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was notorious, Paul, this winter, this summer for he was playing on a line with Ray, and every time Ray would pass him the puck, he would drop to, I don't know if it's because Ray's shorter than him, but he would drop to one knee and try to fire these shots. And then he would try to, when they were breaking out of the zone, if he was back checking, he would somehow wind up on one or sometimes both knees spinning backwards.
Yeah.
So, and you commented on it several times in your broadcasts of games, too. Did
You know, it's funny. I said it, and then like one time I was like, "Man, there's another kid," and then I was like, "No, it's the same one."
And I think he's playing with Aiden now, isn't he, Paul? He's on.
Yes.
He probably
Yeah, I have
some of this.
the great fortune to travel around the whole Northeast with Evan in hotels and everywhere. And he's a great kid, great hockey player. And yeah, he goes down, he gets up just as fast. He's performing well on the ice. I think all that skating with Unity over the summer really helped him.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the nickname I use for him, right? Evan Take a Knee Sanford, right?
That's it.
Well, we call him the Sandman. So congratulations, Sandman.
Is that what you call him? So as I think he's going to win a Power Play Sports hat like the one I have on, isn't he? Yeah.
Right.
There you go. So
actually,
Evan Sanford,
the beauty is we have just got 180 new hats. We have black ones. We got like 20 different colors now, so he can pick.
Awesome. And I know he'll know where to catch up with you. Maybe you can actually get it delivered to the rink.
Probably handle that. Well, I think we'll make him come in the shop and get it.
Yeah.
Gotta come pick it up
Maybe
at the shop when you get your skates done, Sandman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? If you can get a picture of him receiving the hat or maybe putting it on that first time, we can have a follow-up. Absolutely.
Yeah, we could do a follow-up. So the winner of the inaugural mullet of the week, we're going to call it the Mao, is Evan Sanford. Congratulations, Evan. And shameless plug for Power Play Sports. Gotta love the shameless plug. So what do we have left to wrap up the hour? Anything?
Another way to reach the Power Play podcast is our Instagram page. It's PPS_podcast_. So you can DM us there for a feature.
Cool. Yeah.
DM us. That's little kid.
What does that mean?
For direct message. Yeah.
All right. And what's that thing called? Instagram?
Instagram. It's on the interwebs.
Mike. I don't have one of those Instagram accounts. I'm one of those old people that's still using the Facebook thing, I guess, right? That's not cool.
And calling it the Facebook. Yeah. Hey, they may be changing that name soon. I don't know. Yeah, I have an Instagram account and I'm not. Yeah, we're here, Mike. We're still here. You got us, Mike? Okay.
Jeez. I think you know how it is, glitchy.
Yeah, so I have an Instagram account. I don't remember to go on it. When I go on it, I'm amazed at how many pictures people take. I don't take a lot, but I think I got to do something. I got to share. I'm stalking everybody on Instagram. I got to start sharing.
Yeah.
I found that our followers on Instagram are different than our Facebook followers. So we post to both of them, and you don't capture the Insta people if you only use Facebook and vice versa. So
yeah, they say it's
to go to both.
Right. Older people use Facebook, and that's where I'm stuck too with you, Mike.
Yeah, I guess.
You got to play young to go Instagram, I think.
So the final in Buffalo was 5-1, if anyone was wondering. Buffalo.
The Sabres won?
The Sabres won 5-1 against Tampa Bay.
Wow.
Nice. I love that. They're
With,
becoming my second team, Paul. They are really becoming my second team.
And
they might be taking the place of the Toronto Maple Leafs here.
Speaking of which, the Toronto Maple Leafs just lost 4-1. But Austin Matthews scored his 200th career goal as their one goal.
Great American hockey player saving that Canadian-based franchise.
And another thing I wanted to talk about was New York Islanders legend Mike Bossy.
Mike Bossy. If it wasn't for that back, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just diagnosed with lung cancer.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're thinking about Mike Bossy at the Power Play podcast because he's a great NHLer and obviously got big supporters of the New York Islanders here. So won 4 Stanley Cups and he's just really a great ambassador to the game. So just want to know, Mike Bossy, you may never hear this, but for those of you who are fans of Mike Bossy and hockey out there, our thoughts and prayers are with him as he goes through these tough times. That's for sure. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up here, folks. What was our tagline that we closed with last week? Dan, I think we stole something off you.
What?
Something
Absolutely,
about
right?
making it a great week or making it a great
Don't
day.
right. Don't wait for it to be a good day, right? People that say, wait, hey, have a good day. You're just waiting for things to happen to you. Don't wait for it to be a good day. Get out there and make it a great day.
Make it a great day. Thanks, Paul Trimper. Thanks, Power Play Sports. We look forward to seeing everybody next week. We'll be recording on Monday, and hopefully we'll have this out and launched by Wednesday. And same thing holds true for next week. And if you have any great ideas, please get them to us. You know how to reach us. There's lots of different ways, and we're getting them out there more and more, and we're getting the information out there more and more. So we'd appreciate if you have some great ideas, you got it over to us, and so we could get you on the show. And if you want to come on and do an interview or talk about your program or something that you're doing that's good for the hockey community, we'd love to have you. So just reach out. And
we'd love to get other organizations, coaches in at all levels, all genders. Sure. Absolutely. Yep. Right. More the merrier.
More the merrier. We want to feature your program. It's all about, we're taking it from mites to the NHL. That's what we always talk about. We know no boundaries, and we're there for everybody. So thanks to everybody for being on, and hopefully we can get this launched in a podcast. That's my third dig on that to the Dan Dalin. We're going to get this baby on a podcast for real. And we'll see you all next week. Have a great week.
That's right. Make it a great week.
Make it a great week.